Good morning. It's 7:30 on Sunday. I decided to come out here to Big Cypress and do another hike. I think this time I'm going to go a little bit longer. On paper it shows about a little over 7 miles, possibly 7.7 I think it was. I got my day pack loaded up. I remember to bring my hat this time, and I'm bringing one trekking pole just for some of the muddy areas I think there will be. It's chilly today. It was in the 40s last night, so I'm thinking the gators will definitely be sunning themselves and probably pretty docile. It's cold for them, so they usually kind of mellow out and sun themselves a lot. We'll see. Maybe I'll remember to turn my camera on this time and get some more footage. I'm just getting here to the gate to head in to the park. And immediately walking through the gate, this is what you see. And just around that bend, the kiosk will come into view. It's a chilly morning here for South Florida. In the 40s, probably coming up to 50 now. It's 7:30 or so, 7:35. So the sun's up. It's been up for about 30 minutes. Still quite breezy. A little bit of wind here. And I'm hoping that translates to docile gators. Had the experience last time. It really did bother me a little bit. I didn't expect to see them there. It surprised me. I know they're out here, and I've seen them before. It just definitely got my attention. So, on this main road here, I've never seen them on the road, and especially that second one when he moved his head at me. Okay, I'm gonna go sign in, and we'll start. I'd like to point out another use for the trekking pole here, as it's holding the door open, partly. I guess I need a bigger trekking pole. So in actuality, the best chance of seeing a gator, which I'm not trying to do by the way, I prefer not to see them except across the canal, is actually a little later once it warms up, because that's when they'll get some energy and come up on the canal and sun themselves to get even warmer. So that's probably why I saw them last time about 10:30, because it had warmed up enough for them to become a little active. So I am concerned, especially on this main road. It could be an issue. Strangely quiet, not even a lot of bird sounds out here, or maybe I just don't hear them. So let me show you what I see. And yeah, it's like weirdly like spooky quiet for me. I'm used to hearing more birds usually, but it's nice. Oh, there's my first gator I've seen. It's about as best you can see, but you can see him. He's right there on the other canal bank. And that's how I like to see an alligator. Far enough away to make me feel happy. Okay. Well, it's about 11 minutes after 8 now. I'm further down the trail. Done 1.7 miles since the parking lot. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. There is not a cloud in the sky. It is what I would usually say severe clear. So that's absolutely gorgeous day. Temperature is nice. It's in the 50s now. Probably starting to warm up a little bit with the sun coming up, but good weather, especially on a nice level pretty level trail here. And I'm just watching out for snakes and gators. Don't want to be surprised by either one. And I expect they'll come out on this road as the sun comes up. Especially on my way back when it's a little later. I think there'll be a good chance that I'll encounter something. Hopefully not, really. But I wouldn't mind getting a picture or something. I don't want to encounter it. But anyway, yeah, that's so far so good. The only thing that's really distracting me right now while walking is I took out an older pair of boots that I haven't worn in a while. And they're really, they're good boots actually, they're Solomon's. But they're very uncomfortable for me. I think I got these when I first started, well, not when I first started hiking, but several years ago. And they just feel very tight on me. They're actually hurting a little bit. My feet feel squished. I think I'm used to the Ultras with the larger toe box. And my feet just feel so constricted in them that it's actually constantly talking to me and it's on my mind. It's distracting me. So, because I'm wondering how's this going to be after another 6 miles or so of this. So, I'm sure they'll be fine. At least I hope they'll be fine. Some sort of hawk. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I wonder what size these are. So my latest shoes I bought, actual half size bigger again. So I'm actually wearing, every day I'm wearing size 12s. Years ago, before I really started hiking a lot, I was actually a 10 and a half, usually, in shoes, in sneakers. So, I guess the parts you don't want to keep growing. I don't know. It seems like they've gotten bigger, my feet. I'm sure walking, I know I've heard that repeatedly, that hiking, your feet spread out a little bit and they grow bigger. But wasn't expecting it to keep happening. So we'll see. The good thing is, or the bad thing is, I'll probably have to go through some of my boots and stuff. And I think I have another pair at home that is probably the same size, or maybe 11 and a halves. I mean, obviously I can fit into them, but they're tight and they're not feeling good. So I probably would not wear them anymore. I'll probably end up getting rid of them. I believe I did the Red Trail last time I was here. So I think I was going to go a little further today and go a little further north to the Yellow Trail and then take that across to where it meets what is the Blue Trail. It's a connector, and it crosses all the trails as it goes north and comes back around as well. Working my way first east and then back south along the Blue Trail. I'll pass by that campground, and then from there, come back out on this road. No. Okay, so I've reached the Red Trail, which is right off to my right. I did that, I think, last time. So we're going to go a half mile north to the Yellow Trail. We're not going to go as far as Nobles, although it's a nice idea. And as you can tell, I am coming up to a sign, and that should be the Yellow Trail. I'm going to just check my map here in a minute, see how long it is to go across, although I know it's marked on the sign, and probably head down that way. My feet are not feeling good, though, with these shoes, so really regretting bringing them today. Hopefully nothing bad is happening to them, like blisters, but it definitely feels like they're too constricted and circulation is not what it could be or should be. Okay, it's 2.1 miles to the Blue Trail from here. Okay, I'm now walking down the Yellow Trail. 2.1 miles to the Blue Trail, and then we'll head south. And I just started walking along the Yellow Trail, and first mud puddle had some pretty good prints in it. So it's still quite muddy, so it's pretty fresh. I've never been down this trail before. We'll take it as it comes. I just came to this little muddy bit, and there's a nice set of tracks. These are turkey tracks. I recognize them. One thing as we go further north, obviously in the park here, I think the trails get used less, obviously, because most people don't walk as far. The trails closer get, more visitors. And one thing I am sure of, no one has used this trail this morning. The dew is all intact on the grass here, and I've walked across a couple of spider webs, not as many as you would see up north. For some reason, they don't make big webs across the trail here. You do get them, but when you're on the ET, it's like every morning they're across the trail. Definitely more narrow and closed in than some of the other trails. So, but there's still a clearly defined path that you can walk in. It's 9:05. I've gone 4 miles. I'm still on the yellow trail, heading eastbound, and I've got to be at least more than halfway, if not 3/4 of the way across the yellow trail. I haven't checked the map, and I didn't pay attention to the mileage when I started. So, but I know that I've been walking for a little while. Couldn't ask for a better day, unless it was a little cooler. So I guess I could. But honestly, this is a great day to be out here. Like I said, there's not a cloud in the sky, so it's good out here. It's nice out here. Still on the yellow trail. I figure based on the time and the distance, I've got less than half a mile or to the blue trail. I'm at 4.5 miles right now, so it might even be a 1/4 mile to it. I didn't check the mileage. I did look at the map briefly, and just by looking at the scale of the map, I'm hoping it was like a half mile left to go. Nice open area. Got a nice breeze here. It's cool. Temperatures are still low. It's warming up, and of course I'm starting to sweat more. Backpack on my back, obviously, and my hat actually keeps the heat in. So other than that, I feel pretty good. Once again, if you take a look, you can see there's not a cloud in the sky, and you can see the trail going off here. But look at it, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Not a cloud visible anywhere on the whole horizon. I can't even find a cloud turning around. And this is the trail that I've come back. This is the way I came. So, yeah, just absolutely, it's gorgeous out here. Different type of gorgeous. The mountains are good too, it's unique. You don't see this everywhere. Okay. After that brief panoramic interlude, we'll continue. And I have reached where the yellow and the blue merge, or join, I should say, and it becomes the blue trail. And I can hear, it sounds like a motor off in the distance. I don't know if I'm near a road, highway, construction site, or off-road vehicles. But here we are. I'll show you the sign here. We're going to take the trail to the right, and as you can see, here it is. Hopefully it's in focus. The red trail is 1 mile. Carpenter Camp is 1.4. So we're going to head for that, and maybe we'll take a brief break. I haven't had anything to eat or drink today. It's 4.78 miles I've done, and it's 9:21. Okay, still walking down the blue trail. And it's turning here. You can see this large, open, expansive area of grass. And it's turning to the right. It's marked, but you can't miss it. If you're following the road, there's no way you could get lost here. Here you go. You can see me trying to step in and out of the mud. And it's quite muddy here. So, but not too bad. Nothing you can't get through. While that area was quite muddy, it's a small stretch, probably 40, 50 feet, and it's nothing you can't do or get through. That was probably the worst part I've had so far. So all in all, not that bad. So it's easily doable. You probably had some small kids. I could see them stepping in there and losing a shoe or something if they're not on tight. Here's the sign, just so you know where we are. And you can see that's where we came from, the yellow trail, and we've got 0.4 to Carpenter Camp on the blue trail. And I've taken this before, so we'll head along. I have no idea if anyone's at the camp. They may have broke camp already, or they may still be there. Like I said, there were several hikers that came in yesterday and didn't leave, it looks like, and there were multiple cars in the parking lot. Okay, for the camp. I'm gonna head in here, stop at the bench, maybe have a drink. And I don't see anyone here, so it looks like it's clear. I wouldn't just walk into someone's camp, always announce myself. But we'll stop here. I'll definitely have a drink. I just left Carpenter Camp. Doesn't look like anyone was there last night. I've done 6 miles, just over 6 miles since I started. I'm half expecting to see some gators on the way back because of the temperatures, and they're going to want to be warming up and sunning themselves. So that's another reason to get out of here before they can take up residence on that main road. Depending on where they're at, I may or may not be able to get past them. That's the problem with that, only one way in, one way out. If there's a gator there, and depending on what you're going to do, I'm not going to walk past certain ones. I know they're docile, but depending on how close they are on the road, they're usually really close to the canal, so I can usually skirt them and give them probably 15 feet, maybe 20. Obviously, I prefer more. I like them on the other side of the canal. But, it is what it is. Like I did last week, I just walked past them, and they're usually pretty docile. But that second one kind of got me nervous because he raised his head, and he tracked me as I walked. He kind of moved his head, so I was like, oh, if he lunges at me, I'm pretty sure he can catch me. They're pretty fast. Although it was a big one, so they're not as quick, but they can move when they want to. It is 10:13 now. I just made 7 miles. I just came to the location where the trail bends toward the west to go back to Nobles Road. Okay, I'm walking up the trail. I did pass a group on the blue trail. I got a phone call, so didn't take any video. Right before I came to the main road, oh, yeah, you can see he's up and moving. Yeah, that gator's up and moving. Yeah, it's got my attention. I passed some people, and then some other hikers told me that this guy was here, and there's another one. He's a big boy. Yeah. I'm gonna move back on him. I'm hoping he goes back in that canal. Yep. Looks like he's gonna sun himself here. But he's up and awake. I'm not too happy with him moving. So, yeah, I don't know if I can get past him yet. I'd like him to go back to sleep a little bit there. Because he turned around and walked toward me, as you could see. I don't know if you can see, but there's a gator right there. I'm probably 35, 40 feet from him. More than I feel comfortable. Supposedly there's two of them. And this is the same place I think I saw them the other day. And he's kind of, his head's alert, up and he's alert. He moved. He was over there and then he came closer. So I'm going to back off a little bit. I'm going to have to wait. So I'm hoping he goes back to sleep a little bit and then I'll try and rush past him. But yeah, he turned around and came down the trail toward me. I hope that footage comes out. I was on the phone with my son and I was like, I gotta go. Yeah, but I saw him this time and I knew he was here. I don't know if my talking alerted him or not. So we'll just see what happens. We'll wait a little bit. And this is kind of like where I saw him the other day. You see, you can't really see him until you walk up on him. This is what it looks like normally. So you kind of just, at the last minute, you see the scales. And unfortunately, several times I've seen a branch or a tree, and you know, it has that, you know, checkered kind of look. And you think it might be something, and it's nothing. It's just a branch or a tree log. So, you know, a tree falling. So, you know, until I got close enough to see him, and then, of course, yeah, he gets your attention. I'm not sure I can walk past this guy. He's facing this direction. Yeah, that's not good. Let me see if he's gone to bed. I'm not feeling 100% comfortable walking past him. Yeah, he's got his head up and alert. He's not sleeping yet. I think I'm going to back off a little bit. You can see there's his head. It's up. It's not resting on the ground. He's holding it up. I'm afraid he might turn toward me. Okay, so I've walked back a little bit. I've gone 8.29 miles so far. It's 10:48. That gator that was on the trail turned around. I started walking up on him and he walked closer toward me a little bit and then he laid down back again. He's sunning himself on the side of the canal, but his head is up. So I'd have to walk into his field of view and he could see me coming toward him. I don't want to get him nervous because I'm already nervous. And I don't want to obviously have him feel threatened and charge at me. If he went in the canal, I'd be happy. I was hoping that's what he's going to do. So I don't know how long he's planning on staying here, but at least if he puts his guard down and puts his head down, I would probably chance walking past him. But as it is right now, he's awake and alert. I don't think I want to do that. I think that's a little too risky. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. I think I can walk a little further on the side of the canal here and go past him. I'm walking back. I finally could see him again. He's in the brush. I don't know. I don't like where he's at all. It's not a very comfortable place to go. So yeah, I don't feel comfortable walking past him. I think he might have put his head down. I can't tell. He still looks like he's alert and awake to me. I don't know if you can see him, but he's right there. On the side there, you can see his, so it's hard with this screen because it's so small, but yeah, his head's up. Yeah, I don't think I want to walk past him. If I was riding a bike, I'd probably chance it. But walking, I'm slow. He's fast if he wants to sprint. They made it. I'm going to walk past him. Oh, that'll get you. And that will get your heart rate up. Okay, I guess I got company now. Definitely not a good feeling when he got up and walked toward me. I hope I got that on video. That's going to be good. There's a small boy. Well, I'm back at the kiosk, as you can tell from behind me. I met those two other hikers you'll see in the video. They're from Michigan, but the kid's like, I'll run past them. So he's like, I'm fast. So, but we all walked. They started going, and the gator totally didn't react to him at all. So I figured, you know what? Best bet is to go with them and not have them, alarm him. And then when I go to, he's, already excited. Had a good time so far. I'll put the numbers at the end of the video like I usually do. I think that picture of the gator walking toward me is going to be the thumbnail. That by far is the best shot. So far it's 11 o'clock now. It's coming up on 11:05. And I did 8.6 something miles. The parking lot's pretty full here. It's nice to see so many people out using the trail. Because like I said, a lot of times I'm here, if it's not with a Florida Trail group, there's almost no cars, or maybe one or two. Obviously, I'm very happy to say I made it back home. It is now about 12:40. I came home probably 10, 15 minutes ago, had something to eat, a little bit to drink, and most importantly, I got to take my shoes off. My feet are killing me from these boots. These are the boots I was wearing. They're Salomon's, and I looked at them, and they're actually size 11. So the shoes that I usually wear every day, my latest pair of Ultras, are actually a size 12. And I thought they would be big because I usually wear an 11.5, but they seem to be working for me, so no problem. Most of my shoes and my boots that I've wore are 11.5s. These must be ones I bought kind of early on, and they're actually a size 11. So that's why my feet feel just so tight inside of them and crushed, because they're obviously too tight and they're squeezing the toes together. So they'll be getting cleaned up and probably donated, or maybe I'll try to resell them. Made it home without issue, and had the little excitement there at the end with the gator. Again, it took me 3 hours and 42 minutes. We'll say 3 hours and 43 minutes to do it. I'll round up to do that. And that works out to an average pace of 25 minutes and 40 seconds per mile. That includes the time that I stopped at Carpenter. I was probably there at least 5 minutes, maybe even as long as 10. I don't know. Not that it matters. Anyway, it was good. Had a good hike. I'll probably go back there again. Glutton for punishment. Definitely, not too happy about those big gators staying on that main road. I got to say, that is not a very good feeling, especially when that alligator got up and walked toward me. I was definitely getting a little like, okay, do I need to take off running? Or I didn't want to just take off running. I don't think they have a reflex like dogs to chase things, but I didn't want to give him any reason to see me as prey or to think that I was a threat. So I just started walking backwards, which seemed like a good move, and I think it still is. And I was just waiting him out. I was there probably at least 5 to 10 minutes, waiting for him to kind of settle down a little bit. He kind of never put his head back down 100%, but he was still alert. Those other two people that you saw, they were tourists I ran into. They're from Michigan, and they were going back, and they decided to go past him. So I figured it was probably a good idea to go with them, rather than, if they kind of get him riled up a little bit and then I try to walk through, he's already on guard. So I figured it was better either we all go and then, hopefully just one time and get past him. But he seemed a little bit more mellow and relaxed, though, after a couple minutes, that I did feel pretty confident that it wasn't going to be a problem going past him. He wasn't moving his head anymore, and he was actually slowly lowering it to, I'm assuming, sunning himself. And I think he was pretty happy where he was. So I was pretty happy with him staying where he was too, although I would have preferred him on the other side of the canal. And I never did see the second alligator that they said was there. Never did see him. So it must have gone back in the water. So that's it. Otherwise that, had a great hike, got some good exercise. That'll be my last hike in the Big Cypress for the year. I'm going to be leaving within the week to go up to Georgia. Thank you. I'll be leaving within the week to go up to Georgia. I'm hoping to do a couple of hikes up there where there will be no alligators, so I don't have to worry about them. So that's it. Hope you like what I'm doing. Hope you like the hikes I'm doing. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you taking time out of your day. If you like what I'm doing, please feel free to leave a comment below. Thoughts, comments, opinions. I'll try to respond to all of them. If you like what I'm doing and you feel so inclined, consider subscribing to the channel. Pass it along to another hiker, a fellow hiker, or a friend. And as always, please give me a thumbs up or a like. And I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch the videos. Till we meet again. Right before I came to the main road, oh, yeah, you can see he's up and moving. Yeah. That gator's up and moving. Yeah, it's got my attention.